Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mass Effect 2. In the last episode, we came here to Ilium to help out Miranda.
Divert everyone except my guard from the kit. I'll handle him and the kid personally.
Damn it, I'm not letting her get Oriana.
So her twin sister, who is, through the wonderful reaches of technology, is many years younger than her, is basically Miranda's father, who is, by the sounds of it, a pretty abusive fellow, is trying to get... So Miranda, many years ago, smuggled the kid away from her father and kind of hid her. Sounds like her father has managed to track her down, so we're here to make sure that he doesn't get his hands on her. Which means, amongst other things, a lot more fighting through awkward areas. Oh dear, can I overload you? What come on. Oh, damn it, wrong button. There we go. So yes, there is I was kind of talking about this a bit last episode, but I will talk about it more this episode. This level has a lot of very challenging combat situations because your enemies aren't actually that bad, but you've got nice. But you've got a lot of cover and you've got a lot of moving objects and weird shit going on. You will notice I have Samara with me. Her pull field is a really useful one here for being able to pull multiple enemies up into the air because it's basically just an effective cover buster, and as you've noticed, way more than Mass Effect 1. Like, it was important in Mass Effect 1, but this game is all about that cover. Also, it's all about that base, which I very nearly said. Oh, right. Yeah, the engineers are the ones to take out because they can do annoying shit. Like, they can do incinerate, which, granted, I can do. I shouldn't have done that. And they can do tech drones and annoying shit like that. So generally, you want to neutralize them as quickly as possible. I'm kind of ripping through shields relatively easy myself because a Locust with disrupt ammo is pretty fucking neat. Right, how are we looking here? Oh, that's gonna... Yeah, that was a miss. I haven't had to use the sniper in a while, actually. The Locust is so good. I never used to particularly use SMGs in this. It was kind of like... Well, it's one of the reasons I often liked big classes like Warrior and Vanguard and stuff like that, because that gave you access to a better range of weapons. The sniper, I always just found I was constantly running out of ammo on it, because I am on this. But then I kind of switched to the Locust until I have sufficient ammo now. But the Locust is so nice and accurate, it's basically an assault rifle. I mean, you have to reload it relatively frequently, but it's got such a huge clip, it's totally worth it. So, we could have done this at any point and run through here, but you are so outrageously exposed coming down there. Even kind of as good as we are currently at that game, that will rip you a new bumhole, to put it delicately. Right, so let's hack this PDA. Oh, that was a nice easy hack. And that gives us monies. Actually, I think last episode we got all of the research that was on this one because there was a SMG damage upgrade and a damage protection upgrade. I need to go through. I think I will after.
Eclipse operatives have attempted to delay you by disabling the elevators. I am overriding their lockdown.
Right, but now we get some enemies grouped up here, so now might be a good chance to fire off an arc into them. Yeah, that went fairly well. Yeah, I will do an episode after I finish the main series, when I'll clean up any kind of items or... I definitely haven't missed any quests, but items or research or something like that, which I may have possibly missed a couple of, I will go over again just to make sure. Which brings me on to bonus episodes and structuring. So, as I say, my plan for the game from now is... Oopsie daisy, that's going to hurt. My plan is to do this mission. Then next episode will be the final side quest in Ilium, which is a few more to conclude. Then it will be Samara's loyalty mission, and then it will be the Derelict Reaper and the rest of the game from there. Those who know the game well will notice there is something missing from that.
The kid has reached the terminal. He'll switch the family over to our transport.
But that can't be right.
Maybe he's not as trustworthy as you thought. Yes, Well, I'll talk about my plans for the series in just a second.
Maybe the captain knows we're listening in and she's feeding misinformation about Niket making a switch. Or maybe it means something else. Niket wouldn't do that. Damn it, why won't this thing go any faster?
What makes you so sure that Niket wouldn't turn on you?
He could have turned on me when I ran away. I'm sure my father tried to buy him off. If he didn't do it then, why would he do it now?
Did Niket know that you took Oriana from your father?
No, he just found out about that recently. It was too personal to involve someone else. I never really thought about it, but maybe... No, he'd have to understand why I did it. He knows what I went through.
We won't know anything until we find Niket.
And then I'll have a word with this captain in Yala.
Listen to me. I've got authorization to change their booking.
I'm sorry, sir. We're under security lockdown. Until the situation in the cargo terminal is resolved, no passengers can be rebooked.
This isn't worth my time, Niket. I get paid regardless of how the girl gets there.
No. I was told that I could handle this my way. We're not traumatizing the family any more than we... Miri.
This should be fun.
Niket, you sold me out.
How do you want to handle this, Miranda?
Why, Niket? You were my friend. You helped me get away from my father.
Yes, because you wanted to leave. That was your choice. But if I'd known that you'd stolen a baby...
I didn't steal her. I rescued her.
From a life of wealth and happiness, you weren't saving her. You were getting back at your father.
How did Miranda's father turn you?
They told me you kidnapped your baby sister all those years ago. They said I could help get her back peacefully. No trauma to the family. I told them you'd never do that. They could go to hell. Then you finally told me what you'd done. I called them back that night.
Why didn't you call me, Niket? We've been through a lot. You could have at least let me explain.
I deserve to know that you'd stolen your sister, Miri. I deserve to know you were with Cerberus. But I had to hear it from your father first.
How much did Miranda's father pay you?
A great deal.
Damn it, Niket! You were the only one I trusted from that life.
He knew you felt that way. That's why he bought me.
So you just took his money.
Don't get holy with me, Miri. You took his money for years.
Whether or not you agree with Miranda, Oriana has been with her family for years now.
Her father can still give her a better life.
You don't know what my father wants for her.
I know that I've been poor, Miri. I didn't much care for it.
He wants to take a girl away from the only family she's ever known. Doesn't that tell you what he really is?
I knew Eclipse was willing to get their hands dirty, but kidnapping a kid?
I'm not stealing her. I'm rescuing her. Come on, Niket. Let's finish this bitch off and get out of here.
Take your best shot.
I was just waiting for you to finish getting dressed. Or does Cerberus really let you whore around in that outfit?
If you're working for Miranda's father, that means he knows about Oriana. We need to find a new solution.
Miranda's father has no information about Oriana. I knew you had spy programs in your father's system, Miri, so I kept it private. I'm the only one who knows.
Which means that you're the only loose end. This isn't how I wanted it to end, Niket. I'm going to miss you. Figuratively speaking. This isn't how I wanted it to end, Niket. I'm going to miss...
Miranda, wait. You don't want to do this.
This has to end here, Shepard. My father will keep trying to find Oriana.
Maybe Niket can help. Talk to your father. Just say you got here first.
I'll tell him that you hid her. That I don't know where she is.
I never want to see you again, Niket.
Done. Now, if you don't mind, I have a shipment to deliver.
You'll die for that, bitch! They've seen us.
Wow, they are really trying to push the agenda hard that Captain Anyala is not a very nice person. But yes, no matter what you do there, whether you do the interrupt or not, there's no nice ending for this for Niket. I guess that's what you get for betraying to some extent. He's one of a number of characters, including Shepard, who's kind of sympathetic to Miranda until they're like, wait, but you stole a baby? And it's like, it does annoy me that none of them kind of seem interested in actually listening to Miranda's justification. They just make their decision of like, no, she was a baby. She'll, regardless of whether she's happy with her family now, she'll be happier with her father. And it's like, that's not necessarily true. Like, when people have raised you for like 19 years, to a certain extent, they're your family. Like, not the person who paid for you 19 years ago and had you cloned in order to kind of further his own ambitions. Anyway, that's Anyala dead. She took a fair few bullets before going down. Oh, and yes, so now is the time to discuss, not what I was talking about earlier about the end of the series, but time to discuss the Mass Effect 2 Father of the Year Awards. So, drop a comment in the comments. Good one, Doctor, that's where comments tend to go. And we'll have a little discussion about who we think it is. If you don't want to hear my... Well, I don't care if you don't want to hear my opinion, I'm going to give it. I think... Henry Lawson would score high, in general, except for the fact that I'm going to try and rank it based entirely on what we actually see of them in the game, like what they're like in missions and stuff like that. We don't actually see Henry Lawson in the game at all. We hear his accent. He doesn't sound like a great person, but this mission isn't really about him as such. It's about Miranda and Oriana. So that puts him probably actually bottom of the list. I would then put...
There could be more Eclipse marks near the shuttle. I want to make sure Oriana and her family get on safely.
So, we've got a trinket here, which is a picture of an Asari and a human man. It doesn't look expensive, but likely holds sentimental value. That'll be important later. And a secure terminal that has 3,000 quid in it. Or not. There we go. But yes, so I think... The one time... I think Ronald Taylor is at the top, Jacob's father, definitely. I'm really torn between Thane and Rael Zora. I think I would put Rael Zora as being slightly worse than Thane, so higher up in number 2, because he's trying to do the best, so he says, but he really does drop Tally in the shit. Thane is also trying to do good things, and there's less shit dropping. I mean, he's still not great, but he is trying to, for whatever reasons, find peace for himself and for his son, to kind of stop his son from going down a dark path, which isn't just peace for him, it's trying to secure his son's future as not... It's the whole thing of kids always want their parents always want their kids to have the opportunities they didn't. He's kind of like doing that, but a little bit more extreme. So he'd probably go in third, and then Henry Lawson, technically in terms of what we've seen in the game, on the bottom, he would go a lot higher if we actually saw him more directly, but we only see the evidence of his kind of actions rather than him himself. Anyway, I've been talking for a while. Let's head into this elevator.
I can't believe Niket sold me out. I didn't even see it coming.
Even with all your upgrades, you're human just like the rest of us.
But I let it get personal and I screwed up. Why didn't you let me kill him? I could have handled that. But watching him get gunned down by that Asari bitch...
You still cared for him, even if he betrayed you.
You're right. And my father knew it. He used that against me. It's always been like this. My father gave me anything I ever wanted, but there was always a hook, an angle for his long-term plan. I threw away everything he ever gave me when I ran. Except Niket. Weakness on my part?
Any other old friends your father might use against you?
No, I cut ties with everyone else. Anyone I'm close to now works for Cerberus. Or you. My father's powerful, but he won't cross the elusive man.
You can't toss aside everything you care about just to be safe.
It's okay, Shepard. My father hurt me, but he didn't break me. As much as he tried to turn me into exactly what he wanted, I'm my own person.
You still have Oriana.
My father didn't give her to me. I rescued her, but yes, you're right. I still have something. Thank you. No sign of Eclipse. It looks like we're clear. There she is. She's safe. With her family. Come on, we should go.
Don't you even want to say hello?
It's not about what I want, it's about what's right for her. The less she knows about me, the better. She's got a family. A life. I'll just complicate that for her.
She doesn't need any details, but would it really be so bad for her to know she has a sister who loves her?
I guess not.
Go on. We'll wait here.
And that concludes Miranda's loyalty mission. And I'm always glad to kind of encourage her to talk to her there, because as Shepard said, just to let her know that she has got someone who's watching out for her, and that's kind of all she needs to know. And we will find out later on what that conversation was about. But this now means that Miranda has unlocked a new power, Biotic Body Slam, which is really cool, and a slightly slinkier catsuit. Anyway, let's head back to the Normandy where something's going down.
Jack and Miranda are in the middle of a disagreement. Can you head it off before they tear out a bulkhead?
I'll deal with it.
Take pictures.
Touch me and I will smear the walls with you, bitch!
Enough. Stand down, both of you.
The cheerleader won't admit what Cerberus did to me was wrong.
It wasn't Cerberus. Not really. But clearly you were a mistake.
Screw you! You've got no idea what they put me through. Maybe it's time I showed you.
So, welcome to a mechanic that is amazing we've not seen it yet. Well, it's not, but... So this is a loyalty confrontation. When you've completed certain two people's loyalty missions, they will have a showdown. And this works only if you've got both their loyalty. The usual options here are to side with one of them. You will lose the loyalty of whoever you don't side with. The only way out of it, holding on to everyone's loyalty, is a charm option or a renegade option. Intimidate. I don't have, obviously, the intimidate skill, so let's charm them.
Our mission is too important to let personal feelings get in the way.
Fuck your feelings. I just want her dead.
You both know what we're up against. Save your anger for the collectors.
I can put aside my differences until the mission's over.
Sure, I'll do my part. I'd hate to see her die before I get a chance to fillet her myself.
You two gonna be okay?
It's a good thing you came by when you did. As long as she does her job, we'll be fine. Thanks, Shepard.
Well, I'm not super confident in their ability to keep off each other's throats, but, well, you know, they've said it for now, so what can we do? Yeah, there's another one in the game which we haven't got to yet, because, as I say, you need to have got both squad members' loyalty missions before it'll kick off. There was a third one that was planned in development that never happened. In development, there was one between Mordin and Grunt, which would presumably have been about the genophage and that kind of stuff, and could have been really interesting, but did not happen. Anyway, let's have a bit of a catch-up with, well, more of a debrief with Miranda about the last mission.
Thanks again, Shepard. Taking the time to help me with my sister. I couldn't have reached Oriana in time without your help. I'm glad Niket tried to redeem himself, for what good it did. Thank you for stopping me, Commander.
Sounds like you had a soft spot for Niket after all.
I didn't have many friends. Niket was one of them. He never wanted anything from me. He was safe, comfortable. A reminder of a more innocent time, I suppose.
Are you happy about your sister's relocation?
She has what I wanted her to have. A normal life, and the freedom to choose her own path. And she knows she has an older sister. A friend.
You never told me what you talked about.
I introduced myself. Her family was shocked. She adjusted quickly, of course. She's as smart as I am. She plays the violin, loves the adagio movement of Nielsen's Fifth, just like I do. She wants to work in colony development. Told a joke about it. She's really funny, something we don't share.
Are you gonna talk to her again?
I honestly don't know. For once, I haven't planned that far ahead. I'll deal with it after our mission. I have to stay focused, and she needs time to adjust to her new home.
Let me know if I can do anything else.
I think I got it from here. My father has no chance at finding her family in their new location. But thank you, Commander. My sister is safe again thanks in large part to you. I won't forget that.
So, that's actually quite a nice rounding off to that mission, I think, all things considered. And I quite like that thing about what they kind of like how quickly they kind of got on, as you potentially would with someone who's literally your clone. Anyway, we're going to end off with a conversation with Garrus.
Shepard, need me for something?
Have you got a minute?
Sure, just killing time anyway. I wanted to thank you again for your help with Sedona's. Whatever happens with the Collectors or the Reapers or whoever else comes after us, I know you'll get the job done.
You actually think we'll find something worse than Collectors or Reapers?
I like to expect the worst. There's a small chance I'll be pleasantly surprised.
I couldn't do this without you, Garrus.
Sure you could. Not as stylishly, of course. It's strange going into a suicide mission on a human ship. Your people don't prepare for high-risk operations the way Turians do.
How do Turian crews get ready for high-risk missions?
With violence, usually. Turian ships have more operational discipline than your alliance, but fewer personal restrictions. Our commanders run us tight, and they know we need to blow off steam. Turian ships have training rooms for exercise, combat sims, even full-contact sparring. Whatever lets people work off stress.
You mean Turian ships have crewmen fighting each other before a mission?
It's supervised, of course. Nobody's going to risk an injury that interferes with the mission, and it's a good way to settle grudges amicably. I remember right before one mission, we were about to hit a Batarian pirate squad. Very risky. This recon scout and I had been at each other's throats. Nerves, mostly. She suggested we settle it in the ring.
I assume you took her down gently?
Actually, she and I were the top-ranked hand-to-hand specialists on the ship. I had reach, but she had flexibility. It was brutal. After 9 rounds, the judge called it a draw. There were a lot of unhappy bettors in the training room. We ended up holding a tiebreaker in her quarters. I had reach, but she had flexibility. More than one way to work off stress, I guess.
It sounds like you're carrying some tension. Maybe I could help you get rid of it.
I didn't think you'd feel like sparring, Commander.
What if we skipped right to the tiebreaker? We could test your reach and my flexibility.
Oh, I didn't. Never knew you had a weakness for men with scars. Well, why the hell not? There's nobody in this galaxy I respect more than you, and if we can figure out a way to make it work, then... yeah, definitely.
Now, I don't know if this counts as cheating on Liara, because we did technically kind of conclude things with her, and we don't know how long it's been since then. Could have been a while. I'd ummed and ahed about this for a while, because Liara is very... I mean, okay, Garrus is different too, but Liara is very different, and when she becomes the Shadow Broker and stuff like that, jumping straight back into that huge relationship doesn't seem like a great idea. Whereas a chance to fuck Garrus, why would you not take that? Especially when it leads to some of the greatest dialogue in the game, such as, she had reach, but I had flexibility, and that entire innuendo-laced conversation. And also we saw there one of the odd consequences of the Kasumi DLC, which gets you Shepard's evening wear, which I don't think they fully foresaw, which is when Shepard sits in that post there and kind of accidentally basic instincts Garrus, is a bit grim. Fortunately, she's like Action Man down there, so we're all well and good. Anyway, we'll hold it there for the episode. So thank you very much for watching. We've concluded Miranda's loyalty mission, The Prodigal. Next episode, we will be doing a bit of mission cleanup on Ilium before proceeding on with Samara's loyalty mission. Thank you very much, and good day.